Hi, Sky fans. This is Adam from Sky Insurance Brokers. Just wanted to talk to you for a few minutes about three very important scores that are relevant in the insurance industry that have a bearing on the expensiveness or not of your insurance. The first one's called protection class, and that has to do with whether you have a fire hydrant within 1,000 feet of your home and whether the nearest 24-hour manned and equipped fire station is within 5 miles of your home. If you have both of those factors, you're going to have a very low protection class out of a possible score of 1 to 10. Obviously, the higher the number, the more expensive the policy is going to be. So if you didn't have a hydrant but you had the fire station, you'd probably have a protection class 9. If you didn't have either, you'd have a protection class 10. There are quite a few carriers out there that won't even write PC 9s or 10s. The second number that's very important in the insurance industry, a lot of carriers rely on what's called brush score, synonymously known as fire line. That's a number from 0 to 30, and it's determined by a company called ISO, the Insurance Service Organization, I believe. They have a satellite, and they're looking down on your property, and they're looking at factors like the slope of the property, whether your home is on top of a hill or on the side of a hill or at the bottom of a ravine, whatever. It's also looking at the amount of vegetation the satellite sees, brown and green, meaning dead and alive, as well as the ingress and egress points, so how easily a fire truck can get up to your house, whether you've got a narrow road or a very wide road. So those are factors that the satellite system takes into consideration and assigns a value from 0 to 30, depending on all those factors and how it's determined by their algorithm. A 0 would be a flat area, like a tract home community. Nearest tree is a mile away, every third house looks alike, like we have here in Sacramento. A 30 would be like a home halfway up the canyon built on stilts and Donner. Makes sense. A majority of the homes in the inner city areas, and I say inner city, I mean areas like Sacramento and Folsom and Roseville, the ones that are in city limits tend to be 0 to maybe a 4. Higher areas, higher elevation areas like the foothill communities, we tend to see a lot of 6s, 9s, and 11s. The last number we deal with, some carriers, they could care less about fire line scores and protection class, they just care about the wildfire score. Wildfire score takes those same three factors that brush score does, so the slope of the property, the vegetation, and the ingress and egress points, but it also adds into the factor of historical data for the last, say, 35 years, I believe it is. What kind of historical data it's seen, whether it's weather patterns or fires in the area or droughts. And then it also adds in predictive modeling for, say, the next 30 to 35 years. What's the possibility going to be of a fire in that area, or drought and weather patterns and wind, things like that. That's going to assign a number from 1 to 100. In the areas, some carriers, for instance, won't even write a policy if they rely on wildfire scores if it's above a 40. Areas in foothill communities tend to be 75, 85. The highest I've seen is a 99. So those are the three factors, three scores, if you will, that are very important in the insurance industry that have a major determination on what your premium is going to be. The lower the numbers, the lower your premium is going to be. The higher those scores are, the higher your premiums are going to be. So I hope that helps clear up some confusion. And as always, we'd love to hear from you here at Sky, and we welcome any questions, and we hope to see and hear from you soon. Have a good week.